My name is Tracy Heim, and I have 6 children. 2 children are from Russia, 3 children are from Ethiopia, and 2 of those are AIDS orphans. And then I have my daughter Dasha, who is from Ukraine, and she's 3, and she's HIV positive. All of that started because Brooke and Hannah were AIDS orphans, and just knowing the need and knowing how devastating it is for somebody who has no hope or chance if somebody else doesn't come and bring them into their family. It seemed like something we really were blessed to get to do. I think it seems a lot harder than what the reality is. She takes medicine at 7:30 in the morning, and she takes medicine at 7:30 at night, and other than those 2 points in time, it's not really something that we think about at all. We have a strict no having sex or sharing needles rule at our house, and that pretty much takes care of everything. Breastfeeding will come, and we'll talk about that, as she develops, but right now it would be pretty impossible.
How old is she?
She's 3.
So that's not a problem then?
No. You get a lot of questions, well, the blood, what about blood? What about blood? And, the fact about blood is HIV dies in air. It cannot live outside of the body. So as soon as that blood drips out of their nose onto the table, it's dead. Or onto whatever. It's already dead. So get yourself a Clorox wipe, clean it up, and move on. We don't know how long Dasha will live. All they say is, they say that they expect her to meet her grandkids. Well, it's a serious disease. It's something that they have. It's not going away, but it's manageable, it's maintainable, it's containable. I wouldn't pass up the opportunity to be someone's parent simply because they had HIV. There's really 2 paths that can happen for a child like Dasha coming out of Eastern Europe. If she reaches the age of 4 or 5 and is not adopted, if she goes into an adult mental institution, that's it. She's institutionalized and she will be there for life. If she goes into the next step for a child in the state system, she'll go into a place called internat, which is basically like juvie without supervision. And so she will be 4 or 5, and she will be in a human zoo with children up to the age of 16. Because if you make it to 16, then you turn 16 and you're shown the door, and you leave with no skills, with no money, with no chance. No one's going to hire you. You carry papers differently than here. Here we have a driver's license, there you have a passport. The passport says orphan. That's already a huge strike, because you're not educated, you're not taught any skills, etc. But then you add HIV, forget it. So say you make it through 16 years, you've left internat, 16 to 20%, it's a large percentage of children will commit suicide within that first year. If they do not commit suicide, 60% of the girls will become prostitutes because they have no other choice, and 80% of the boys will become hardened criminals. That is the fact. That is what will happen. My first 2 adoptions, I was experiencing infertility. I was not remaining pregnant, and we wanted to be a family. So within that need of wanting to be a family, I remember saying, it's like God said, hey Tracy, I've got your family over here. And I could listen to that voice, and I could be a family, or I could keep trying to have a baby. So it was my need, but my need could be filled because of her need, and his need, and my children's needs. So God worked those 2 things together. But she needed me too. But everybody forgets that, okay, well now I don't need any more kids. I have two. I have a boy, I have a girl, I've got the $1 million family. That's a 4-person unit. So you don't need any more kids. Why are you doing it again? Well, it's not about my need. What about what she needs? What about what he needs? They need me. I don't need to be a parent again, but I need to obey my father. And if he tells me, this is what I want you to do, I want you to meet this need. And in obeying God, I get to be someone's mom. And how do you want to run away from that? So I have 4 more children in my home, not because I needed any more kids, but they sure did need me. So it's not about me, it's about them and what they need. I think love is a very misunderstood concept. And I don't think any of us can truly understand unconditional love, because all of our love is conditional. I love you because you love me. I love you because you make me feel safe. I love you because you make me happy. I love you because of what it does for me. God's love for us didn't do any of that for him. He loved us because we needed him. And in adoption, we truly, it is not about us. It's not supposed to be, or it can't be, or it's not successful when it is. Because bottom line is, it's not about me. Mm-hmm. And real love says, love is meeting the needs of others, whether they deserve it or not, and expecting nothing in return. Mm. And in adoption, we confuse love with attachment. Mm-hmm. And we expect that our children are going to love us. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a fallacy. We hope that our children love us. But love is an action, not a feeling. And we choose to love our children when they are not lovable. We choose to love them because they need it. Mm. And when we think we're loving them because they're going to love us back, that is causing a problem. Because this has happened outside of them. Yes. They need a family. They yearn for a family. They want a family, but they don't know what family means. They don't know how to love. Many of the children have never had love or received love or known love. So how can they naturally give it back to you? Hmm. We have to model love, real love, which is, I love you because you need it, and I'm meeting your needs whether you love me back or not. I tell my children, I hope that you love me, and it's a special gift if you do, but you don't have to, that it's a gift. But I love you. God has given the love for you into my heart, and he's gifted me with the ability to love you, and he's allowed me to be your mother. He's allowed me to meet your needs, whether you deserve it or not, and expecting nothing in return from you. I think our responsibility to the orphan as Christians goes above and beyond simply adoption. There is just a very small fraction of 1% of orphans worldwide who are adopted. And if you're talking with the minimum number of 147 million orphans, what's a fraction of 1%? Mm-hmm. That's nothing. But you have this orphans, and orphans are God's heart. He talks about the orphan, and he says that pure and undefiled religion is caring for orphans. Then how are we caring for those orphans who are not being adopted? And what are we doing? I think that orphan crisis is overwhelming, and we can pacify ourselves into doing nothing when we tell ourselves that everyone has the hope of Jesus. Well, that's true. However, they only have the hope of Jesus if somebody is acting out the Great Commission and telling them the hope of Jesus. If they're bringing the hope of Jesus, then these children have the hope of Jesus. And so the only way to make that happen is to go and to do. And so if you are not adopting somebody, because I will never say everyone is supposed to adopt somebody. Everybody could.
Mm-hmm.
And it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And you're missing out if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. I will never tell you you're supposed to and look down on you if you're not. But I believe that we're all supposed to be doing something. And so I want to encourage people not to get, to hide behind there's hope. There's some mysterious hope waiting. It's out there and I've got no responsibility for it. So once you know, then you do what you can. You find out, you pray regularly, you pray consistently, you don't stop, you petition the Father for these children that you know need hope and need a chance. You find people who are doing something and you support them, you help them make it happen, you pray for them, you pray over them, you raise funds for them, you change. And you get outside of yourself and you stop putting yourself in the center and you start thinking about somebody else. And that's going to change the world.